Hey, Cub fans. Welcome back to Cubs 24/7, where Randy talks Cubs. Cubs won the final game of the series against the Diamondbacks today, 5-3. Big win. Winning that series on the road against the Diamondbacks is huge. We are now 11-7 overall, half a game back in the division. On that road trip, we went 5-4. A lot of good news. So let's just go ahead and dive right into it. Starting lineups today were Ian Happ, DH, leading off. Dansby Swanson was at shortstop, hitting second. Bellinger in center field again, hitting third. Christopher Morel, third base cleanup. Michael Bush at first base in the 5-hole. Nico was at second base, hitting sixth. Tauchman got another start in right field, hitting seventh. Yan Gomes was behind the plate, hitting eighth. And Miles Mastroboni got a start in left field today, hitting ninth. 5-3, the Cubs scored in the fifth inning, got two, got one in the sixth, and another couple of runs in the eighth inning. So let's go ahead and talk about the scoring. First, we'll do the two runs in the fifth inning. Nico reaches on an E5 by Eugenio Suarez, and then Tauchman just laced a double to the right center field wall. Nico got a good jump, and he scores on the play. Then Yan Gomes came up and got a really nice, solid single up the middle to score Tauch for the two runs in the fifth. We got another run in the sixth inning. We got a solo bomb by Cody Bellinger. His third of the year. That was good to see. Cody's starting to look better. Then we got two more in the eighth inning. Kind of an interesting series of events. Dansby got an infield single where it was just like a tube hopper, and Suarez played it back, and Dansby was hustling. So by the time he got it off, Dansby beat it out. Belli then singled, but there was a couple of errors on the play, a little bit of Keystone Cop scenario. So Dansby scored on the play. They ended up giving an error to the left fielder and to the third baseman on the play. Then Bush followed that up with a really solid single up the middle to score Bellinger for the two runs in the eighth to add on a little bit late for our 5-run total. We end up having 9 hits, walked twice, struck out 7 times. We left 6 on base. Runners in scoring position, we were 3 out of 6. So not an offensive juggernaut today, but again, very solid. Let's look at how everybody did and kind of get regrouped on what everybody's hitting. Happer went 0 for 4 today from the leadoff spot. He's now hitting 247. He did have a walk. Dansby had a pretty good day, went 2 for 5. He's hitting 235. Cody Bellinger went 2 for 4 today. His average is up to 200 even. Christopher Morel, 0 for 3 today. His average is down to 217, but Christopher Morel played third base really well today. He had 2 or 3 really nice plays again. So the good news in my mind is his defense at third base seems to be getting better and better, and he seems to be more comfortable. And he actually made a play in the 7th inning to help out Wesneski that was really good. So, but slumping a little bit offensively. Bush went 2 for 4 today. His average is at 317 leaving town. Nico went 0 for 4 today. His average is now 246. Tauch went 2 for 4. Had a run. He's hitting 216. And Gomes is 1 for 4 today. He had that RBI single in the 5th. So Jan's hitting 194. And Miles Mastroboni had sort of a rough go. He went 0 for 4, and he ends up hitting the ball to that Christian Walker, that Diamondback first baseman. I mean, you can't get anything by him. Anything hit at him anywhere close, he's really good. The best defensive first baseman I've seen for a while. Well, Miles hit it hard, but he hit it right at Christian Walker, so he ends up going 0 for 4, 3 times to Walker, and then his last at bat he flied out to center in the 9th inning. So that's the offensive story. Let's go ahead and talk pitchers. Jordan Wicks started. He ends up going 4 1/3 innings, gives up 5 hits, but he only walked 1. Struck out 5, gave up 2 runs. He threw 74 pitches and 51 strikes. So I'm going to call it a really good outing for Jordan Wicks, which is something we needed and what we were hoping for coming into this series. First inning, first pitch, he gives up a home run to that Ketel Marte. We couldn't get him out. So we're down 1-0. Jordan Wicks has thrown a pitch. Follows it up with a hit batsman, a strikeout, a wild pitch, and a stolen base before he goes strikeout and ground out to Nico to get out of the first. So a little bit of a rocky first. Second inning, he settles down. He doesn't throw a ball. He goes 13 pitches, 13 strikes. Ground out to Dansby, gives up a single, strikeout looking, and another ground out to Dansby to get out of the second, 13 pitches. Has a 14-pitch inning in the third, leadoff double followed by a walk. A little bit of trouble. Induces a fly out to left field, and then we get a double play, 5-3 DP to get him out of it, 14 pitches. In the fourth inning, strikeout, fly out to center, 16-pitch inning, smooth and easy. Comes into the fifth inning, gives up a double, then a ground out to Dansby, then an RBI single. Probably would have stayed in. Nico made an error. So the situation was the lefties were coming up, and they just wanted to do something a little bit different and get Wesneski in. So he gets pulled. So Jordan Wicks, 4 1/3, 5 hits, 1 walk, 5 Ks, 2 runs. I thought he looked good. Wasn't great, but we're tied 2-2 when he leaves. So I was happy with that. The best news of the day is Hayden Wesneski. Hayden just got called up. In fact, we'll talk about that while we're here. Hayden Wesneski and Colton Brewer were called up. They were there today, and Wesneski came in, and Luke Little was sent down, as well as Daniel Palencia was sent down. And while I'm on the subject, Merriweather has been moved to the 60-day DL, so it looks like we're going to be without Julian Merriweather for the foreseeable future, which is disappointing. But let's get back to the best news. Hayden Wesneski was fantastic today. Hayden comes in with 1 out in the 5th, runners on 1st and 2nd. That's where we are. Game's tied. And he was awesome. He goes unassisted put out to Bush and a fly out to center, gets out of it. 6th inning, ground out to Morrell, gives up his only hit, a double, gets a line out to Bush and a ground out to Nico to get out of the 6th. In the 7th inning, Morrell starts the 7th inning off with a great defensive play, get his first out, and then ground outs to Nico for the 2nd and 3rd out of the 7th. 8th inning was just 1, 2, 3. Strikeout looking, lazy fly to Cody, and a swinging strike to get out of the 8th. So Wesneski's just sort of cruising. He starts the 9th. He gets a pop-up to Dansby, and then Craig came to get him. So he gets to 1 out in the 9th and gets pulled. His total line, 4 innings, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, 43 pitches, 31 of them were strikes. Just a really nice outing. And he looked good. Best I've seen Hayden Wesneski look in a really long time. So to me that's the best news of today, other than the fact that we're 11-7 overall. We went 5-4 on the road trip. We're just a half game back. We got a nice 7-game homestand coming up. So there's a lot of good in this. And Smiley came in to relieve Wesneski with 1 out in the 9th and gave up a home run to Jock Peterson. I was really impressed with Jock Peterson. He looks like a hitter. He turned into a guy you just can't throw anything by from that left side. Jock is really good. So Drew tried to get him, and Jock just pounded a home run. And then Drew got out of it with a fly out to right field and ground out to Bush unassisted to end it. So 5-3. I mean, that's the Diamondbacks, guys. I mean, we went into Arizona early in the year. With all of the trouble that we've had, we end up going 5-4 on that road trip. We blew that 8-run lead in San Diego, and I look back on it and I'm like, man, we have really overcome some adversity. Adversity with guys not being hot, with guys sort of struggling with injuries, and there's been a ton, and we're sitting good. We're going home at 11-7, and we got Tauch making his debut for us on Thursday. It's going to be Tauch, Imanaga, and probably Assad on Sunday. Wesneski's up, and he looks good. So if Tauch looks good on Thursday, we're starting to take that step toward fixing some things, and we still have some questions. It's going to be interesting to see what we do about closer. So there's still some questions to be answered. But guys, right now it's all good. I'm looking forward to the Marlins series. Marlins are gonna come in with a 4-15 record, negative 35 run differential, and I just glanced at them, and they're 4-15. So I mean, it is what it is. We should be staring at 3 out of 4 against the Marlins, if not a sweep. So they just don't look like they have much. So, guys, that's the good news. Very happy to get this West Coast road trip behind me. I'm tired of staying up till 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning to finish this out. So, look forward to get back to the friendly confines with Tauch on the mound on Thursday. So, guys, thanks for joining us here on Cubs 24/7, where Randy is talking Cubs. And we'll talk to you soon. Go Cubs, go.